I just want to point out a couple of things that I'm seeing other people do with their personal brand communication tactics that seem to make sense right now that might be helpful for you. So the first is, and I'm just going to move these things out of my way so I can read. The first thing here is thinking about your current and lapsed contacts and picking up the phone, which, you know, you might do all day for work, but who do you need to reach out to that you haven't spoken to for a while, or that you need to keep regular contact with? And this can just be a phone call to exchange news. What are you working on right now? What's challenging for you? This is what it is for me, and maybe how can I help? I did this, and admittedly, I need to ramp this up at the moment, but I did this earlier this week with a contact who actually emailed me something interesting. And then I decided to surprise him by just phoning him. And he was really surprised to hear from me on the phone. And we had a great 45-minute chat and talked about some potential projects together in the future, which just came out of a natural conversation. Now, we don't always have 45 minutes to chat with someone randomly, but working in a few meaningful conversations with people that are beyond the quick 5-minute call can really surprise you how they can bear fruit. The second one that I see is working for people right now is to use an interview technique with conversations. So if it's new contacts or introduced contacts, thinking about, especially if you're growing your career, this can be a good one, or you're moving into a new area in your business or new markets, for example, or a new product. And Ian can tell you all about using questions to find the value proposition in new products or new spaces. But even if it's just advice for your career, how can you start conversations with people and ask for 15-minute chats even, to get their perspective on your space or how you can move into a new space, to get some advice. People love to help. So if they know you, or they have been introduced to you, or they're impressed with your LinkedIn profile that you've been working on, it's much easier to book in that 15-minute conversation, and you don't know where that will lead. The next one is leveraging door opening contacts that you already have. So going through and thinking, who do I know who has helped me in the past, who has had time for me, who I feel a great rapport with, and who can open some doors or point me in the right direction. And then knowing how to set up powerful introductions. So if you are asking somebody for an introduction, how can you put yourself in the best position to actually get that introduction through? So for example, rather than asking them, if you're saying, could you introduce me to someone, and your contact says, yeah, sure, I'll give them a call and have a chat with them, you could suggest, well, how about I send you a quick couple of lines by way of intro, and you just CC me in on an email to them, and then I can take it from there. So people tend to love that because it makes their job of introducing you to someone really easy, and it's also a reminder, and it gets it done quickly. And because you're CC'd in, you can just go ahead and keep going with that conversation on your own without relying on the other person. It just picks things up a little bit more quickly. So having some good templates in place for that can be really useful. And finally, social proof. So if people don't know you, how are they going to know that you're any good besides what you tell them? So making sure you've got some really great recommendations on your LinkedIn profile or on your website or whatever. And again, you can really plan for this so that the testimonials are actually powerful. They're not just such and such is a nice person to work with, or, whatever. I liked working with them, I'd recommend them. It doesn't really mean anything. It's very general. So what are the things that you want people to talk to in their testimonials? And some people really are very scared of writing testimonials because they might feel they're not good writers, or they don't know how to do it justice. So if you give them a few points to talk to, or a few questions to answer, chances are you'll get that testimonial much more quickly, and it'll be a much more powerful one as well.